Moving on to item 7, Christchurch Agency for Energy Trust.
You know where they are. The child lot.
Patricia, welcome to the table. Some changes to the statement of intent here. Is there anything that you were wanting to point out to us?
This is simply a change because the statement of intent for the Christchurch Agency for Energy Trust included certain conditions from their grant fund. They want to amend those conditions at present, and because it's in their statement of intent, they need to amend it because they are considering applications that are slightly different, and they want to be able to provide those grants if they meet the criteria and to the approval of the trustees before their new statement of intent would come into effect on 1 July.
Yep, so these changes essentially allow us to get on with this now rather than waiting for changes that otherwise would have happened on the 1st of July.
Yes, it's in their draft statement of intent which was received yesterday. These changes are already in there.
Great. Thank you very much. Are there any questions on this?
And just to add to that, it will still address the objectives of the Trust, which were supporting the uptake of renewable energy and enhanced energy efficiencies, but it just widens the criteria for further broader applications, and it will be actually an added gain for the city. So it can actually embrace all sorts of different things now if we widen that and allow further applications. And that grant criteria was initially in 2014, I think it was in response to the earthquake and the rebuild in the central city. So we feel that we've actually allocated quite a few projects there that are off the ground, and to enable some further applications and widening of it for greater benefit, this is a really good move, so it won't alter the objective.
Great. One question, Patricia, that you might be able to just confirm. Making these changes to the statement of intent, that doesn't in any way alter the charitable status of the Trust?
I understand that the Trust have sought legal advice on that, and I think Pauline does have that as well, but I've also received a copy that as long as the grants are made under the purpose of which the Trust is set up, it doesn't impact who receives those grants. Those were restrictions the Trust had put on themselves.
That's right. The Trust can make a grant to any party it wishes within New Zealand. So it's the clause 4 of the Trust deed. So it currently restricted that, so now it won't. So yeah, there's no legislation that prevents the charitable trust from granting funds to the settler of that trust or a local body.
And noting that this is simply a change to the statement of intent, we're not changing the purpose of the Trust or the Trust deed in any way. So
no,
it really is just changes to the statement of intent.
It just changes the statement of intent, because on a literal reading of their statement of intent, they could not make applications outside of the criteria which they had set.
Great. So moved by Vicky, seconded by Pauline. All in favour? Aye. Against? That's carried.